Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ogonna. If you're new, if you're not new, thank you so much for stopping by again. And if you're new, do make sure you click on the subscribe button and join the family. We will be happy to have you. Today's video is a video that I think that's important to make, and I'm just going to say that I've made a video similar to this in the past, and I just happened to stumble on it, and I was just like, it would be nice to make another one just like it, just because I think that it's important to, think about certain things that have been working for me, things that I feel like have made my life the way it is, or to a large extent, things that I'm trying to imbibe into my life in order to make my life better. So this video is basically things that I have learned, or things that I'm currently doing, or things I intend to imbibe moving forward from this day onward. This video is most likely going to go up on my birthday, so if you already wished me happy birthday or sent me messages, I totally appreciate you guys. I do not take you guys for granted at all. Thank you so much. Just stick around to the end so that you get to see every single one of them, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. The first thing on the list would be that everybody's journey is different. This is something that I've always known, if I'm going to be honest. It's something I've always known for a long time, that everybody's journey is different. But then I think that as you grow as a person, there are times when you feel like there are things that are probably working out for other people that are not necessarily working out for you. So you might sort of start comparing, if that makes sense. But then I'm just really here to let you know that everybody's journey is different. The point where you are in your life is different. The point where I am in my life is different. We're all heading towards different targets. We're all heading towards achieving different goals. So the most important thing is to just focus, mind your business, and make sure that you're doing things that are leading you in the direction that you want to be going, and try not to spend so much time looking at what other people are doing. I mean, it's okay to look at people, observe them, learn from them, and see things that are working, and see if there are things you want to imbibe into your life. But other than that, I would say just focus on what you're doing and water your own pastures. At the end of the day, the grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is just greener where you water the ground. The next thing on my list would be to constantly develop yourself. Now, the reason why this is very important is because life is changing every single day. Like the saying goes, the only thing that is constant is change. It means that every single day, new things are coming up, things are changing, the world is moving. If you're not constantly developing yourself, or at least trying to learn new skills and trying to, upgrade the ones you already have, the world can easily pass you by. And also, in reference to the first point I made, if you're trying to achieve something, it means that you're going to keep working yourself in line with that thing you're trying to achieve. So that's the reason why you need to constantly develop yourself. The world is dynamic, so try your best to keep learning, even if not necessarily every day, but as often as you can consistently do. Read books, listen to the news, read articles online, research on things, just find out about things, learn about them, just continuously improve on yourself. The next thing I'm going to talk about is saying no. And the reason why I'm going to talk about this one is because I strongly believe that growing up, becoming an adult, your time is precious. Time is one of the most precious things you have. And the reason why it's that way is because if you compare to money, money is something that you can replenish, money is something that you can make more of, have more of, generate more of. But time is really something that you can't do anything about. Your time is static. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. There's nothing you can do to add to that time. So what you do with that time matters. So the reason why I think it's important to say no, or at least learn to say no, is because it helps you to arrange things according to levels of priority, and then also to organize yourself and make time for certain things. If you're just going to be the person who says yes to everything, are you available for this? Yes. Can you do this? Yes. Can you? At the end of the day, you're really not going to have time to further your own goals, do things or carry out actions that are going to result in the place where you're headed. So it's important to learn to say no. You do not have to be rude about it. Just try your very best to let people know when you're not really disposed to doing certain things, either for them or with them. Just explain to them, and as people who care about you, I'm sure they would understand the reason why you cannot always be available for them or to do things for them. And then you can also go on to now let them know, at this time or at so and so time, I'm going to be available to accompany you or spend time with you or whatever it is they're asking you to do. So saying no is something that you need to learn as an adult, and not just put yourself in a situation where you find yourself being pressed for time just because you're making yourself available to everything at every point in time and to everyone, you're going to be exhausted. So just learn to say no, be polite about it. If possible, let them know when you'll be available to do that thing or not, and everybody's going to be fine, trust me. This is one I mentioned before in my previous video, but I'm going to do so again just because I want to emphasize it and I think it's very important. And it is, don't let other people dictate their idea of fun to you. As a person, you know what you enjoy. As a person, you know the things that you're interested in doing, the things that make you happy, the things that bring you peace of mind. Those are things you should be gravitating towards. Even if people cannot relate, even if people think this thing is boring, even if people think, you should not concern yourself with that. That's just all I'm here to tell you. Like, it's okay if you want to experiment from time to time and try out things you've not done before. But then again, if you've tried out something and you see that it doesn't work for you or you don't feel good doing it, there's no point trying to now do it just because you're trying to probably like impress someone or make them feel like you enjoy the same things they do. At the end of the day, everybody is different, and then everybody has different things that work for them, different things they enjoy. So don't allow anybody's attitude towards the thing that you enjoy make you stop doing it, as long as you're not hurting anybody anyway. So yeah, so if it's reading a book, if it's sleeping, if it's hanging out with friends, whatever it is that works for you, fam, do it. The next thing on my list would be to live mindfully. And then the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people just go about their days like it's a routine. People don't really spend time enjoying the moment. People just let time pass. Like, people just let things slide. Like, it's a routine. Their mind is not there. They're just doing it. But I'm just here to tell you that you need to live more mindfully. Be present in the moment. Enjoy the moment, because that time you're never going to have it again. So just make sure you take in as much as you can from it, so that by the time you move on to something else, you have memories you can turn back to. You have memories you can sit down and reminisce. You have memories you can think about and smell. Memories you can be happy about, just knowing that you fully enjoy that moment, knowing fully well that you can never have it back. Mindful living is important. Enjoying the moment, doing things with your mind in them. So just savor the moment, take it all in. At the end of the day, you're still going to move on to the next thing, because that time is going to pass. So how about just enjoy this? Because sometimes you're there worrying about the next day, worrying about things that have passed, worrying about things you cannot do anything about, thinking about this, thinking about that, and time is just going and passing you by. You do not know what's happening in that moment. You're just there living life like it doesn't really matter. Everything about life matters. Every moment counts. So make sure that you enjoy it. Okay, the next thing I have on my list is forgive. Yes, we're really in that time or in that era where people are easy to cancel out and do this and do that, and that's totally fine. Don't get me wrong. If someone is not helping you in any way, or if someone is not, contributing to your peace of mind, or they just have a way of aggravating your senses in a negative way, I mean, it's okay to cut off, it's okay to let go, it's okay to scrap all that. But then the reason why I say forgive is that you see people who have cut people off from their lives, but then they are still living with the burden of unforgiveness as regards what those people did to them. And just sort of like a lose-lose situation, because then you've lost the friend and then you're still not at peace. Why? I mean, you've let them go. How about let everything go? And then you know that you're free, you're good to go. This is how your life is now. But then you've let them go, but you're still holding on to the things that they did to you, or whatever it was the reason why you cut them off or let them go. Forgiveness pays, like, it frees you. It allows you to focus on things that are important. It allows you to enjoy yourself, because then you're not angry. Like, have you seen people and you're just like, why is this person angry? Sometimes it's because of a build-up of, emotions that have not been addressed. No matter what you decide to do, as long as you've decided that this is the step you want to take moving forward, let those things go, so that you're able to be at peace. You're able to, move on with your life without any grudges. You're able to be happy. You're not just moving around angry and all that. Because you see some people, you see how in traffic people are honking and making so much noise. Some of those people, they are angry, they have unforgiveness in their hearts. That's the reason why. Have you seen people like that? So you're just like, why are you shouting? Who annoyed you now? But anyway, that's about that. Let's move on to the next one. The next thing in my list is a very important one, and this one is to speak up. and I'm going to address this from 3 different angles. The first one is to speak up about the things you can do. So the reason why I'm saying this one is because you see lots of people with skills, see lots of people with talents, or a lot of people with experience as regards certain things, but then people don't know that you can do these things. So when opportunities come in line with those skills or those areas, people are not reaching out to you because they don't know that you can do it. So if you're able to do certain things, talk about them. If there are opportunities to talk about them, talk about them. If there are opportunities to introduce yourself as someone who has those skills, do so. You need to be passionate about the things you're interested in. You need to be able to talk about them. That's the way that you get people to believe in you. That's the way you get people to remember you when opportunities in those lines come up. The second thing I'm going to address is when something doesn't sit right with you. Speak up, talk about it. Don't allow things slide, maybe because you want peace to reign. Because you're going to get to a point where you can't hold it anymore. You probably now end up having an house boss, which could have been avoided if you had spoken up at the point where it upset you or you had an issue with it, or the time when it came up the very first time. So yeah, it's something that I would always try to tell people, encourage them. If something offends you or you have an issue with something, talk about it when it happens. It does not have to be immediately, but find the right time to talk about it. If you think that talking about it there and then is the right time, talk about it. If you need to, think about it, maybe because you're pissed and you don't want to end up losing your message in the heat of your anger, you can calm down, prepare what you want to say, or at least think through it and organize it, and then you're able to relay your message in a way that the person gets you or the people involved gets you. So yes, don't let things slide because you want peace to reign. There's something I would normally say, and that thing is, if you're not going to be able to endure that thing so that peace can reign forever, talk about it as soon as it happens. Because you see situations where someone has been enduring something and then all of a sudden there's an outburst, and then people are confused, like, where's this coming from? This is not the first time this is happening. Why is she reacting like this? Why is he reacting like this? Exactly, they're confused. They didn't know that you had an issue with it. That's the problem. So sometimes it's important to say these things, especially to friends and family, so that they are aware. Because sometimes you see people cracking jokes that maybe you don't find funny, but maybe you now laugh because you don't want the situation to be awkward. Tomorrow they'll crack that joke again, and why are you not laughing? Why are you complaining today? It happened yesterday. Why didn't you talk about it? You get? So sometimes addressing things as soon as they happen is better, because then it prevents those things from happening again, and then you avoid like future issues. At the end of the day, addressing issues is the way to actually allow peace reign. The last angle I'm going to look at speaking up from is, if you believe in something, talk about it. If you believe in this person, you think they are capable, talk about it. If you believe in a cause, be willing to move it forward, be willing to talk about it, to encourage people in that line, respectfully anyway, because then you can find people who do not want to hear, or people who just want to fight, or people who just want to argue. At the end of the day, I'm talking about engaging in meaningful conversation as regards things that you're interested in, or a cause that you're fighting for, or that you believe in. For instance, now elections are coming, you believe in someone or you don't. Speak up about what your stand is. It might give you the opportunity to gain more information and you could change your mind, or it might give you the opportunity to convince someone else as regards something that you believe is a better option. So yeah, speak up about things you believe in, speak up about things that offend you or don't sit right with you, and speak up about things you can do. The next on my list is procrastination, and it's honestly still a work in progress for me. Like, sometimes I find myself just moving things onto the next minute, the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month, and the next thing I know, I'm under pressure because I've not done certain things, or I now feel weird about doing them. For instance, you might have maybe like a friend, maybe you want to call them, and then maybe you're just like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, the next thing you know, it's been days turn into weeks into months, and you're just like, how am I going to call now to tell them this? And next thing you know, you've lost a friend. So sometimes procrastinating, can have a lot of disadvantages. There's also the fact that procrastination can stress you. Maybe there's something that you need to be done with in 2 weeks, but then you have an entire 2 weeks to do that thing, but you don't do it. And then 2 days to the day, you want to now kill yourself in trying to achieve that thing. So you see yourself being stressed, you see yourself probably even breaking down because of the stress you're putting yourself through. This is something you could have spread out comfortably over a couple of days. So yeah, procrastinating does not pay anybody. Don't do it. Anytime you find yourself trying to procrastinate, just tell yourself, is this what is in the end? remind yourself constantly, and you find yourself being able to do it. At least that's what has been working for me. So I'm still trying to work on it, because procrastination is no good. It's not good. I'm here to tell you it's not good. So try to avoid it as much as possible. Your life will be better for it, trust me. The next thing on my list would be to ask questions. And this is something that I would say that I struggled with in the beginning years of my life. And it's very funny because I tend to believe that I'm a curious person. But then again, I don't really like to ask questions. Not because I think I know it all or anything. But just I don't know how to explain the feeling. Like, it's just more of I'm just always double-minded when it comes to it. But I feel like as an adult, or like growing up, I've come to the realization that asking questions pays. Like, it saves you a lot of stress. You're able to get information as soon as possible. You don't have to kill yourself to find out about certain things. Like, it just makes your life easier. That's just the point. I don't want to talk too much about this, but people who ask questions don't lose their way. I'm sure everybody knows that saying, because it's actually important. So ask questions where it's necessary. Don't stress yourself unnecessarily. Life is meant to be easy. Having a relationship with God is the final one, and to me is the most important, because just being a Christian is important to, nourish your relationship with God. Spend time with Him, spend time with His Word, pray about everything. Like the way the Bible says, pray about everything. You guys, I kid you not, pray about everything. This brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Do well to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And if this video resonates with you in any way, make sure you let me know in the comment section. Share it with your friends and family, because these are useful tips that you're going to find helpful. Let me know the ones you're currently doing or the ones you intend to imbibe into your life. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.